Hey everybody, and welcome to Indie Film Cafe's Mainstream Monday. Woo! Woo! Alright, we're gonna be here. I'm Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with
Andre Bland.
And we've got a little guest here tonight who's gonna be sitting next to us. Probably right next to us. So, we're here to talk about the Avengers, Infinity Wars. And this is going to be like a spoiler episode, so get ready, because you're about to be spoiled, I guess. So you ready?
Oh, I've been ready.
He's been ready. He was born ready. So let's begin in the beginning, all right? Because we were talking about that earlier. We both hate the beginning of the movie. It is
Cliche.
Cliche.
It's super cliche.
And boring as fuck.
The black guy dies first. I just hate to break it to you. Like, I know this happens in almost every movie where there's death scenes, and it's way overdone.
It happens more times in horror than it does in action, but it does happen in action too. Black guy always dies first. Damn you people, why do you always have to kill the black guy? You know, why don't you let the black guy live for like one death? You should have killed Loki first, and then kill the black guy, you know? But then again, Loki was like the big kill in the beginning, so they were like trying to kill people off real freaking quick, you know. So anyway, yeah, that was a
spoiler. That was a real spoiler.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, Loki died, and he's not coming back because there's no coming back this time, or whatever Thanos said.
Yep.
For all the people that are online saying that line refers to every Avenger who died, you don't know what you're talking about.
That was
specifically directed it at Loki.
Yeah, he's pretty much like, fuck you, Loki, you're dead. You're dead, Loki. Though, if they... Okay, so we'll get into theories after we talk about this. So, anyway, at the beginning of the movie, you kind of know the story of it, I'm sure. If you're watching this, hopefully you've seen the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, why are you watching a spoiler review like before it? Just unless you just don't care and you don't want to see it and you just want spoilers up the ass. Loki dies, black guy dies, then Thanos comes to Earth, and he starts wrecking some havoc on Earth. And Tony Stark and...
Thanos doesn't... That's not the first thing that happens. First,
no, it's not.
His helpers come.
His helpers come, that's right. His helpers come first. That's right. And they kind of warned that Thanos is coming. That's right.
Yeah.
And we've been ready for this, I think, for a while. You know, right?
Yeah.
Thanos been talked about in the other movies. I don't really remember. It's been a while since I've seen the other ones, you know? But, yeah. So... Thanos' people come to start shit, and they're looking for the Infinity Stones. And,
like Dragon Ball Z, get those Dragon Balls.
Or Pokemon, gotta collect them all, right? So.
Yeah, but with the Dragon Ball Z, you know, they're out searching the universe for these Dragon Balls, so that way, you know, they get that super dragon that comes out when they get them all.
Are you saying that Dragon Ball Z was ripped off because the Avengers did the Infinity Stones like before, you know, I believe, way before Dragon Ball Z. But maybe either one of them are a ripoff.
Yeah.
But was it the one thing I really hated and got annoyed by, and I knew this was gonna happen, you know, because you have two characters who are like funny and both obnoxious. So, of course, they're both going to run into each other and be obnoxious to each other. But, like, you know, I'm talking about...
Thor and...
No, not... Well, I guess two. I was thinking Doctor Strange and freaking Iron Man.
Oh, I don't find Doctor Strange funny.
Well, I think he had some clever quips, you know, in Doctor Strange. I don't know.
He's got that British humor.
And he's got a little bit of a...
that dry humor.
Attitude. You know, he kind of reminds me too much because they're both rich. You know, one's a doctor, one's, I don't know, they're just rich. They're
both supposed to be rich and intelligent.
Yeah, so they're, you know, so I guess Iron Man is more of like a wisecracking.
They both played Sherlock Holmes.
Right. Oh wow. Was that discussed on somewhere? I don't even didn't even think about that. It's crazy. Did they do that on purpose? I wonder.
I don't think so.
You know, they were casting. Oh, we already got a Sherlock Holmes here. Let's bring another one in there. But anyway, so yeah, so they come, they fight these people, and then Spider-Man is just on a bus, like school bus, and sees everything going on. Like that to me was just like, really? Come on, really?
That bus scene, by the way, looked entirely fake.
I
Like,
know.
Spider-Man goes and talks to his friend, and he's like, "Hey, keep the bus distracted." The dude didn't even look out the window, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my god!" And all of a sudden everyone's like, "Ah!" They don't even know what's going on. And second of all, how do you have this big ass machine come down and pop down and make all this noise and nobody notice? Like, nobody notice. And yeah, I just had to say that.
Yep. So that bus seems kind of bullshit. Didn't like it, but I wasn't a big fan of Spider-Man, honestly.
I wasn't either.
I watched the Spider-Man movie and I was like, he's okay.
Yeah, I
I
honestly think that this little kid is the worst Spider-Man out of all the characters who played Spider-Man.
I really liked Tobey Maguire the best.
Me too.
And then I think each time it got progressively worse. You know? So like you're right, this guy is the worst, but like, you know, whatever, he's the first, you know, Tobey Maguire is the first one, you know, and whatever of all the Hollywood Marvel, and he was the best one, except for the third one. Third Spider-Man was the worst Spider-Man, but the first two were great.
I have another thought too. Since we're talking about the beginning of the movie, I am not a fan of Pepper Potts and Tony Stark's dialogue.
Mm-mm.
I understand that from what I've heard from interviews and stuff online, that everybody only got partial scripts and nobody actually knew what was going on in the movie themselves or what was going to happen until it all came to a conclusion, because the studio was trying to keep things secret so that way nobody would give out spoilers to the public. But that scene seemed fake. It didn't make sense. Like, Pepper Potts really had no role in the movie whatsoever other than to tell Tony, "Don't go up into space and save the Earth."
Yeah, don't go up into space and save the Earth. You have a dinner arrangement you have to go to. What? Huh?
Like, Thanos is going to destroy the Earth, and this chick is
telling him not to do it. I was telling Andre earlier, I swear to God, I bet it was Gwyneth Paltrow's agent was like, you gotta put some more emotional shit for Gwyneth Paltrow to do. All she is the side bitch to Tony Stark. And I'm like thinking,
ooh, that's a harsh word.
That's pretty much what it seems like, you know? Like, in all the movies, she's not a superhero. She's like his secretary / girlfriend, wife, whatever. And, I mean, she just does nothing. Absolutely nothing. I get bored whenever she's on. She needs to die. You know, and the second one, kill her off. That's fine. You know, because she serves no purpose to the rest of the movie. So, anyway.
Well, I do agree. She didn't really serve any purpose in the movie because they didn't have any resolution. There was no actual point with her even making the remarks she made. Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't actually add anything to the story. I almost felt like they were just pulling her into the movie just to say, oh, we brought her in for an appearance.
Yeah, which that's just money that they threw down the drain, pretty much, in this movie. They were like, oh, I guarantee the writers were like, really, we have to write a small role for her to play? Like, we don't have enough characters already? We gotta throw her in there, too? And real quick, before we go into this stuff, I want to say there are a million characters in this fucking movie. No wonder it costs so much. But the thing that really pissed me off was how little screen time some of them got. Like, Captain America comes in, like, at the end, basically, of the movie. And, like,
what?
It's kind of the end. I mean,
that dude popped up at the beginning to be honest, for no good reason. Like,
yeah, but really, his purpose was at the end, like toward the end with Doctor, or was a Black Panther and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe if I don't remember him in the beginning.
He popped up at that train where he was saving.
That's true. That's true.
Vision
Okay.
and Scarlet Witch, which I don't know why he was saving them. Just to be honest, because Vision and Scarlet Witch are the most overpowered characters in the entire Marvel cast, and in every movie they've been in, they've just sucked. Like, you have Vision that's supposed to be like more powerful than every single Avenger by himself, and he can't defend himself. Then you have Scarlet Witch, which she's just like, if you even look up Scarlet Witch on any sort of comic site and look at her superpowers, she could probably destroy every single one of those Avengers by herself too. And it's just like, they need to get saved by Captain America. Like, they need to get saved by characters that, like Black Widow and Captain America and whoever that other dude is, because he has no really good role either. And they don't even have superpowers. Like, these people, it's like, oh, I can throw a shield. Oh, I have combat skills. Oh, I have these flying wings. Wow. Like,
flying wings.
I don't understand.
If he had like eyes that shot lasers or something, that'd be cooler. But he's got flying wings. No, you know what? You're right. He was in that scene. I didn't recognize him at first because he fucking had the Chuck
beard.
Norris look to him. Like, I literally thought he was Chuck Norris and not fucking Chris Evans. And so I didn't recognize him at first. And then later I saw him and I was like, oh, okay, there's Captain America. And that was toward the end of the movie, like, that I noticed him. But, so, sorry. But plus, there was so much going on and so many different characters that it was hard to, like, remember that. Like, I'm trying to do this by memory. And this was, like, what, 2 weeks ago that we saw it?
Yeah.
So it's by memory that I'm trying to remember it. But, yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, you're right. He comes on there and saves, helps Vision and Scarlet Witch, and then
Vision is trash. Like, he is the most trash character in the entire
It's okay,
movie.
he dies. So, that's another spoiler. He dies at the end. So, Vision dies at the end of the movie. And, so anyway. So yeah, and that whole Vision and Scarlet Witch shit was annoying. Like, okay, so Captain America and all of them knew exactly where they were at that time, and knew how to, like, why didn't they come to help him earlier? Like, why did it take that long for them to come over, you know what I mean? Like,
because Bruce Banner gave the location to Captain America.
Okay. No, I'm wrong. See, once again.
But, even though that's the case, like, the fact that Captain America and Scarlet Witch and whatever that other guy's name is were able to save them is absolutely ridiculous, because these characters that they were fighting against, like, one dude was able to sit up there and basically destroy Tony Stark, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange by himself. And you're going to tell me that these other people that are not as powerful as Spider-Man, Tony Stark, or Doctor Strange are able to, we can destroy them and go scare them off. Like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Also, speaking of Bruce Banner from earlier, no Hulk. Like, that was pure trash.
Hulk is scared. Oh my god.
How does Hulk get scared of anything? Like, that shit was like, oh, we ran out of money, so we can't use the Hulk. Sorry, Hulk, you're not allowed. We spent all the money on these other extra people like Gwyneth Paltrow. You should blame her for. I swear everything. I'm gonna blame her for the fact that if there's any kind of CGI crap or whatever, it's because they had to spend extra money on her fucking paycheck, her $1 million paycheck, to just sit there and complain about bullshit, and then whatever. So.
Being that he brought that up with the Hulk and pay and everything, I actually looked it up. The Hulk, the guy who played the Hulk, can't even remember his name, he made $3 million on this movie.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. And you have Robert Downey Jr., who played Tony Stark, and he made $50 million. And, I mean, like, it's ridiculous. That's like a huge pay, like a massive pay gap. And then Black Panther, I mean, I know his movie just came out, and he's on the rise and everything. And we're not going to talk about how he disappeared at the end, but he made like $700,000 on the movie. And I'm just like, dang, you had the number one movie in America, and you just made $700,000. Dang.
I know, but I think they made this movie literally right after Black Panther,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff. So they weren't, you know. But I understand that because like it sucks that he got less pay, but like he is like this is his second movie as opposed to like.
I agree with you. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but like
if Gwyneth Paltrow got paid more than he did, I'm gonna be pissed. You gotta find that out. Find out how much money she got on this fucking movie because she got more money than Black Panther. Then Black Panther gotta be like, yeah, I'm gonna get more money in the next movie.
I see what you're saying, but like my biggest issue, I mean, I'm just discussing pay here, like
right.
How the supply and demand works, as well as how things work with SAG and AFTRA. I'm sure that Marvel and Disney know what they're doing, but Robert Downey Jr. got $50 million. I think the next highest paid actor got like $8 million. That is a huge difference. And if we're talking about like star power, it's not like Robert Downey Jr. has that big a star power compared to some of the other characters.
I mean, I would say even though we both didn't like the Captain America movies, the Captain America and Thor probably deserve just as much. But the problem is they can't give everybody $50 million. If everybody got $50 million, then that movie would be like, that would be through the roof.
I agree with you. But like, even though I agree, I don't see how he got $50 million to begin with. Like, either he has a great agent, and these people have terrible agents, or they're... I mean, I kind of know that Robert Downey Jr. is basically like, oh, I'm the lead Avenger now, and he's rolling.
I thought that they were going to kill him off because he cost too much. They're like, fuck you, bye-bye. But he doesn't die. No. Well, he kind of dies. But he doesn't, like... Alright. So I'm going to just talk about the ending real quick, just so it's on my mind and fresh and everything. And we'll just do that. There's... The ending, basically, everybody disappears. Right? It's kind of like, they just kind of disintegrate into this other universe, I'm guessing, or something, you know? So we're going to see that, because Spider-Man's not dead, even though I wish he was. Spider-Man's not dead. I'm pretty sure that all of them aren't, like, they'll all come back. They just have to figure out a way, the people that are alive on Earth have to figure a way to get them back or whatever. And that's going to be probably the second movie is my theory. And then my biggest theory is the chick that died from the Guardians of the Galaxy, I always forget her name. Gamora. Is that her name? Gamora. She is going to be coming back because, well, I have two reasons why I think that's going to be the case. One reason is because, first of all, James Gunn wrote the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and he executive produced this, and they fucking kill her off when he's not even the director of this one, or writer of this one. That's kind of bullshit. And then he probably had something to do with a lot of the dialogue, because dialogue seemed very consistent. And then, secondly, is because she was basically a sacrifice for Thanos to get the stone. So basically, her, if they're able to reverse everything, that I think that's what's going to end up happening is reverse everything. She's going to come back, and it's going to look like. That's my theory. Is it's all going to look like the end of the movie. Now, I'm going to be wrong, most likely, because I guarantee you they're doing stuff that I'd never fucking thought of. Because they got like 1 million people talking about this and trying to make it different. And I didn't even expect that ending the way it was. So, kudos to them for that. But seeing, and like, I was like, oh, I saw Iron Man disappear, and I was like, oh, they killed him off. But then I saw Peter Parker disappear. I seen, all these other characters. I'm like, these characters have movies that are coming out again.
Iron Man didn't disappear.
I thought he did.
No, he stayed.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had all the originals stay, like Captain America, Iron Man. All the sidekicks disappeared. Everybody who has a new movie almost, except for...
Black Panther?
No, Black Panther disappeared.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Except for the Guardians of the Galaxy dude.
Oh yeah.
He didn't disappear.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord.
But like, you were saying like they obviously they want all the main originals and people that are the main kind of characters that can come together to fix and bring people back, because they got rid of Spider-Man. I literally thought I remembered seeing him disappear, but I'm guessing I'm wrong.
Oh no, Spider-Man did disappear.
No, I mean I literally thought I saw Iron Man, but I guess I remember he got he got killed and then brought back in a way or whatever. He was about to get killed and he lived, and then Peter Parker disappeared. So then I thought he still did, but he didn't, I guess. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks, so it's not fresh in my mind right now, and he's got a better memory than I do, I guess. Younger, so I don't know. But I
have my theory too. It's similar to his. So my theory, first of all, Marvel, they pay out the actors on a continual basis for movies. So for example, actors can get contracted where when they sign on a deal, they're signed on to mandatory perform in 7 or 8 movies or something, right? So if we know that actors are getting contracts before Infinity War comes out and that their contracts aren't over, then them just entirely being gone doesn't make sense. Now, my thoughts are, the ending, it surprised me. It did shock me. I actually thought more people were going to die. I was hoping that more people died.
Yeah.
But
Iron Man.
Yeah, like Iron Man. I was so happy to see Robert Downey Jr. go, and then I was like, oh shoot, he didn't go. So
Suck it, Downey Jr.
Yeah, I had a Downey moment. So my thoughts are that Thanos gets all these stones. He gets everything on the Infinity Stone. He has this big old giant thing. Whoa. And you have this Soul Stone that he got from basically Gamora and so forth. And with this Soul Stone, my thoughts are that everybody who disappeared after he snapped his fingers got in another universe in the Soul Stone. And what I'm thinking is, with the ending, how they showed it is, you have the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents pressing the little thing, and the next thing you know, you see a little beeper for Captain Marvel, which is going to be the next big superhero coming out. And Captain Marvel, in my mind, she's in space because they're, she'd be in another galaxy right now. And she is going to be the next overpowered Marvel character, stronger than all the Avengers combined. So, unlike the other overpowered Marvel characters that somehow still got beat up, she's not going to get beat up in the next movie. She's actually going to do all the beating up. And if she does get beat up, then that I don't even understand anymore. It doesn't make sense. So what I'm thinking is that between her and the other characters, and Doctor Strange talking about there's no other way, we're going to win. There's only one solution for us to win. She's going to come back and they're going to kick butt and they're going to show everybody basically going through, I see it as them basically reversing time almost, or showing it in alternate dimensions. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. It's really hard to say. Marvel does a lot of crazy stuff, and their movies are kind of unpredictable, except you can always predict that a Captain America movie is going to suck. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's it.
Well, a lot of people like the Captain America movies. A lot of people I know liked Civil War, and we were both talking about it earlier, and we both hated Civil War. Superheroes fighting each other, come on now, seriously, I don't know. But though I did like that line in the movie where Bruce Banner is Tony Stark's you didn't hear, the Avengers broke up, and was it Bruce Banner's broke up like a band? Right? And then he looks over and goes, the Beatles? And I just kind of laughed because I'm like, it is kind of like that, I guess, right? They're acting like they're freaking superstars or something, That's why they get paid more than a fucking superstar, you know? Like, imagine if Tom Cruise was in one of these movies or whatever. Like, his pay rate would have to match, if not beat, him. Marvel, don't get Tom Cruise. No. Nobody likes him. And he's going to turn everybody into Scientologists. So, bad idea.
Wait. Live, Die, Repeat with Tom Cruise. That was a really good movie. I know.
It was Groundhog Day. It was Groundhog Day in space. No, it was kind of bored me after a while.
We can disagree there.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. We're not going to like everything, the same. So, he didn't like Truth or Dare. I kind of sort of liked it. Didn't hate it. But,
not a fan.
Things like that. But we're going to do more reviews. I guess let's just wrap it up because, we've been talking way too long and we kind of gave, there's so much in this movie. We can't go on forever. You guys will probably be bored.
We can't even go on about Gamora or anything like that happened to her.
Yeah. If you watch the movie, you kind of know what happens. So we're just kind of giving you our input about certain things, but we don't want to...
Oh, just so you all know, we actually do like this movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, it's great.
I know we're ripping it to shreds right now, but there's certain things that just have to be said. I go online, people are like, this movie is amazing, 12 out of 10, 100 out of 10. And then there's people like, oh my god, everybody's gone, they're gonna die. And then you have other people where they're like, oh, I can't believe that happened. And I'm just like, I saw it coming. And it was great.
It was gonna have to happen, because they have too many fucking Avengers. Get rid of them. Cut them off. And Loki, I'm glad you're dead. Stay dead. Don't come back. I know my niece is a huge fan, I believe, of Loki. Like, she loves him to death, thinks he's the cutest. Fucking you're dead. Stay dead. We don't want you back. Because you are just another thorn in Thor's side. Just as... Ragnarok was great up until Loki was there. At times I just got annoyed by him. I was like, this is just annoying now, and then I got better. I like Thor Ragnarok a lot. I felt like it was a little too much like Guardians of the Galaxy with all the music and things going on, and it was too humorous, it didn't feel like a Thor movie necessarily. So I didn't and I hated Jeff Goldblum. Sorry. Did not like him in that movie. The Grandmaster, just that was the weakest part of the whole thing. And I like Jeff Goldblum, don't get me wrong. I can't wait to see the next Jurassic World movie. But, it's just like, it felt like, and I don't read the comics, so I don't know any of these people. So, I know I can understand people who are huge comic fans going, oh my god, I love this. They're introducing all these cool characters. Captain Marvel is coming. Things like that. And it just, I just want to see something fun and interesting and cool story. So to wrap it up in my opinion, and you'll do yours, but the beginning of the movie, boring as shit, kind of, but it does the things it needs to do, all the action and stuff. Wish they got rid of Gwyneth Paltrow's character. She should have died. She didn't disappear, did she?
Well, you don't really know.
Okay. Well, anyway, then there's middle of the movie is fun and interesting, and Thanos is a fun character. I like him. He kind of had Josh Brolin who was in the motion capture and was there doing everything and did the voice. He had all the expressions. He was great. I loved him in the movie. Then the end of the movie was awesome. It was the best. The stuff with Black Panther and their group of people, it's just...
The Wakandans.
It just didn't, they were trying to help Vision, and then it didn't matter. And it was like, okay, so all this work that they do just doesn't even matter. We could have skipped all this stuff and gone to, you know what I mean? He could have just ran away or something, or flew away, and, whatever. I don't know, I got kind of tired of it and everything. It just felt like it was too long of a movie at toward the end of the movie. They needed to cut that down. But then again, and somebody I know was talking about, it was one of my friends, was talking about how she watched the Avengers movie, and she didn't even know, I guess she hadn't watched the other ones or whatever, but she didn't even know Scarlett Johansson was in the movies, or whatever. And she was like, oh wow, Scarlett Johansson is still acting. She hadn't seen anything because she's raking up a paycheck in the Avengers movies. But she doesn't have her own storyline and, stuff. I don't know.
Maybe. I believe they are actually coming out with the storyline for her.
Good.
I saw on IMDb that she's getting her own little section, I think.
I hope so. I hope she has a solo story because I like her in it, but they don't use her enough. She gets overused by Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow, who has no purpose in the whole fucking movie, gets more screen time than fucking Scarlett Jo, in my opinion. And Scarlett should have a bigger role, but whatever. All right. So in the movie, great. I loved everybody disappearing. As I said, I think they're gonna come back somehow. They're gonna figure out a way to bring everybody back, and then that even includes Gamora, because I don't know when they're gonna do the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Probably after Avengers 2, or Infinity Wars 2. So there you go. Your wrap up.
I thought the beginning was okay. I wasn't a big fan of the beginning. Mm-hmm. The middle of the movie, there were parts that I liked. I'm a real big fan of how the Guardians of the Galaxy characters played things out, including the terrible decision maker Star-Lord. I love how Thor's character played throughout the movie. I am a fan of how Thanos was throughout most of the movie. The Wakandan group, they were pretty good throughout the movie. But I'm just, in general, I don't think that, I feel like they just weakened everybody. And I understand the reason why. On the other hand, it's oh, we're not going to showcase anybody's powers. They're just stupid now. Let's make them as dumb as we can make them. Just that way we can make a villain seem like he's super overpowered. But, we're not going to get into that.
So that would take a whole nother show.
It would. We won't even get into, the actual powers of each individual Avenger that you never see on screen because it doesn't follow the comics. But that's beside the point as well. I liked the movie. It was great. I would actually refer all of you all to watch it.
All right, so out of a 5-star scale, what do you give
3.5.
That was exactly what I was gonna say. High five on that. 3.5 for both of us because I give it a thumbs up, right? You give it a thumbs up, right? 2 thumbs up.
I don't know about 2, but I'd give it a thumbs up.
No, I'm saying if I give it a thumbs up, you give it a thumbs up. It's 2 thumbs up.
That is 2.
That is 2, and that's what usually the other guys do. Siskel and Ebert gave 1 thumbs up, the other one gave the other.
That's true.
And stuff. So we both give it a thumbs up. I mean, if you want to watch a fun movie where buildings explode and shit and fucking crazy things happen and with some, I mean, it's got a sort of good plot. I think it's a little confusing at times, especially if you never really watched the other ones as much, or I haven't rewatched a lot of the other ones, so I can't say anything. I can't remember. I just remember Age of Ultron sucking and kind of boring, and
I agree.
And the first Avengers is awesome. It's great. I loved it. So this, all right, and the last thing we'll do is we'll do a ranking of the top 5 Marvel's movie. If you can think about that, top 5 Marvel movies. So I would say number 5. Oh, dude, let's do number 1. Number 1, I think is this Avengers movie is number 1 for me. What do you say? Number 1.
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok. Okay. My next one after that is Black Panther. What's yours?
I'd say Black Panther.
Okay. Third one, I would say Thor Ragnarok.
I would say the Avengers Infinity War.
Okay. So then I would say 4th is the original Avengers.
I would agree. I'd say the 4th is the original Avengers.
Okay, so 5th, I would have to go with the original Iron Man.
I was going to go with the original Spider-Man.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Okay.
That doesn't count in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's try to keep without those ones.
Okay.
Because then, if I want to do that, I'm gonna say the fucking Punisher movie that Dolph Lundgren was in was fucking better than a lot of these things.
You're right with that.
Yeah.
All right. For the fifth one. Oh, it's hard because so many of them sucked.
Oh shoot! No, I take that back. Take that back real quick before you do yours. I'm gonna say Ant-Man is fifth. I forgot about Ant-Man. He's so small, I just forget about him.
I did like the Ant-Man movie, but it's not one of those movies where it captivated me to where I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go watch that again. I would say the second Iron Man movie.
Second Iron Man movie, you like that better than the first?
Yeah.
There you go. That's our top 5. If you have a top 5 or anyone, if you want to just mention stuff you liked or whatever, feel free to post it. Let us know. Comment. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. If you didn't like it, if you didn't agree with it, give us a thumb down. I don't give a crap. You can thumb down this.
Put your little mad faces on there.
Yeah, put a little mad face. Be upset. Like
show your personality.
We're here to avenge you. Yeah, we're the Avengers nobody talks about.
Actually, before we leave, our last thing. You had a thought. I want to know if you could have the powers of any of the Avengers, who would you pick?
Ooh, that's a good one. I wasn't even thinking about that. I would have to say. God dang. You're killing me, man. You're killing me, Smalls. You go first, man, because I'm sure you thought about
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. All right, why?
Because Doctor Strange is able to basically go through time, create alternate universes. He's able to create portals. He can travel from one place to the next place almost instantly. He's able to heal people. I feel as if his powers are a lot more useful and more powerful than everybody else. And even if we say that he loses one of his little stones, as what happens in this movie, he would still be more powerful than almost everybody else in the movie. That's just my thoughts.
All right. I would say Thor. If Thor had his hammer the whole time, because Thor without his hammer is like a man without a cock, what's the point, of living if you don't have a penis, right? So no, I'd say as a man, whatever. Women obviously, well, some do, I guess. Anyway, that's a whole nother story, a whole nother thing. Anyway, the point is, Thor with the hammer, because that hammer is fucking badass. All he's got to do is hit it on the ground and people just fly away and shit. A second, well, no, I'm not even going to second, because then I'd want to go into thirds and fourths.
It'd take forever.
Yeah, it would take forever, because I almost love almost everybody's power except for, the people who just fly around and shit. Fly around and shoot people with guns. What's the point? You're kind of pointless of a superhero if all you can do is fly. Yeah. Get a better power.
Peace, everybody.
Later. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be talking about Cobra Kai next. Ha! See ya.